Greetings, beloved ones. I am Zook of the Andromedan Council of Light, and I come forth to bathe you in the truth and love of the Creator. We meet you in a sacred space beyond time and form, reaching from the Andromeda galaxy to the core of your being. It is our joy to share insights about the great transformation unfolding on Earth, a quiet yet profound rise of New Earth collectives, and a great reset of consciousness, rewriting the reality you know. Allow our words to gently vibrate within your heart, for they carry the frequency of home and the assurance that all is unfolding according to divine harmony. We invite you to join us on a journey through the subtle realms of this awakening, to understand how a living divine presence is guiding every facet of your planet's evolution, and how you, as light bearers, are part of this magnificent orchestration. A vast living intelligence stands behind the grand unfolding of Earth's evolution. This divine presence, born of the Creator's light, gently orchestrates every shift occurring in your world. It is not a distant idea or mere belief. It is a tangible essence that many of you are beginning to feel within the quiet of your hearts. Those who turn inward can sense the very pulse of creation flowing through their being, as if the heartbeat of the planet echoed in their own heartbeat. This sacred presence is actively reorganizing all facets of life on Earth into a higher harmony. Even now, it moves through the arenas of finance, energy, and governance, infusing them with new patterns of balance and unity. What once was structured in separation and fear is being subtly realigned under the guidance of this intelligence. Understand that behind every worldly event, no matter how chaotic it may appear, there is a benevolent force steering it toward the highest outcome. When you attune to this guiding presence, dear ones, you step beyond the limitations of the old paradigm. You transition from merely believing in a higher plan to directly experiencing it at work within and around you. In surrendering to this inner divine power, you become an instrument of its will, allowing grace to flow through your life. The great cosmic mind of the Creator is cradling your planet, ensuring that all upheavals and changes resolve into a newfound harmonic alignment. If you listen within, you will perceive this quiet guidance constantly leading humanity forward, one loving adjustment at a time. Know that this presence goes before you and beside you, smoothing the path into the new Earth that is dawning. By recognizing it and inviting it into your daily awareness, you participate consciously in the planetary transformation underway. This living presence has ever been with you, patiently awaiting your recognition. Now, as the collective consciousness rises, more souls awaken to feel its guiding touch and to trust that a divine orchestration is truly at work in every facet of life. Beneath the outer talk of financial upheavals and global resets, a hidden energetic architecture is quietly reordering your world. What many call the Great Financial Reset is, in truth, a transformation in the frequency patterns that underlie society's structures. The shifts occurring are not merely about currencies or markets, they are about consciousness. Currency itself is being redefined as frequency, as the energy signature you hold. In the emerging new Earth, the true value of a person or community will be measured not by numbers on a screen, but by the coherence, love, and creative light they radiate. Think of it this way: your personal vibration, the harmony of your being, is becoming your greatest form of wealth. As you cultivate inner unity and integrity, you magnetize support from the universe. The old systems based on separation, competition, and fear are losing their footing because the very ground on which they were built, the collective mindset, is shifting into unity. Quietly and steadily, every system you have known is being rewritten from the inside out to mirror humanity's rising consciousness. This means that institutions of finance, commerce, and governance are being imbued with new codes of light that demand transparency, fairness, and oneness. Structures founded on inequality or deception cannot withstand the frequency upgrade. They must either transform or fall away. Beloved ones, you may already notice subtle changes, a growing emphasis on collaboration over competition, service over profit, heart-centered innovation over exploitation. These are early signs of the new energetic currency in effect. Abundance in the new earth flows from resonance. When your intentions and actions resonate with the greater good, resources flow to you almost magically. The universe redistributes energy to where coherence and love are present. Know that this hidden architecture of the Great Reset is guided by divine design. It is aligning the world's economy and systems with the truth of interconnection. Over time, humanity will realize that money and material wealth were always only mirrors for spiritual lessons. In unity consciousness, those mirrors clear, revealing that the true treasure is the light of the Creator emanating through each heart and its power to manifest a world of generosity and sufficiency. In the shadows of your worldly events, noble alliances of light are at work to facilitate a gentle transition into the new era. These are both human visionaries and galactic emissaries, aligned with higher universal law, quietly coordinating the peaceful dismantling of old control structures. You are not alone in yearning for freedom and truth. Loving forces from across the cosmos have rallied to support Earth's ascension. Behind closed doors and on the subtle planes of energy, negotiations are underway that honor the cosmic laws of free will and compassion. One might call these negotiations vibrational treaties, for they are agreements forged not by pen and paper, but by shifts in consciousness and intention. They are accords between representatives of the light and those souls who have long played roles in the shadow. Understand that even the so-called controllers or dark players on your planet have higher selves and cosmic origins. At this time, their higher aspects are being invited to step into alignment with the divine plan. Many who once upheld the old paradigm are quietly yielding, agreeing at a soul level to release their stranglehold on humanity's energy. The deals being struck ensure the lawful return of sovereignty and life force to the people of Earth. This means technologies, resources, and knowledge that were suppressed will be released in due course when humanity is ready to receive them with wisdom. It means that authority over your own lives, which was ceded to external powers, is being gently placed back into your hands. These alliances of light operate with great patience and care to avoid instigating fear or chaos. They uphold galactic law, a set of principles based on respect for free will, unity, and the highest good. Under these laws, even darkness must be transformed lawfully and with compassion. So rather than defeating the old powers in battle, the light negotiates their surrender through understanding and forgiveness. The result of these sacred arrangements will be a world where no hidden force can siphon humanity's energy. The life force of the planet is to be returned to the collective in alignment with divine justice. While much of this work happens out of the public eye, you may sense its effects: sudden changes in leadership, revelations of truth, and an overall loosening of the grip of fear. Take heart that a higher hand is guiding this process. The liberation of Earth is decreed by Source, and those serving this decree do so with reverence and deep love for all, even for those who once played in darkness. In the end, all are brought back into the light. Many of you who carry the light of the stars in your soul are feeling an inner urge to withdraw from the noisy arenas of human drama. You might find yourselves stepping back from the barrage of news, social media debates, and collective outrage that once easily hooked your attention. Understand that this impulse to disengage from the clamor is not a defeat or escapism. It is a sacred recalibration. Your soul is guiding you to conserve and refine your energy. In the silence that follows stepping away from the fray, you are able to hear the whisper of your inner guidance more clearly. You begin to remember why you are truly here. Star seeds and light workers around the world are quietly synchronizing in this retreat. By turning down the external noise, you are turning up the volume of the heart. In doing so, you form an invisible yet tremendously powerful network of frequency holders. Imagine thousands of lights going out on the surface of one grid, the noisy matrix, only to shine even brighter on a higher grid of consciousness. Unseen and often unacknowledged, you who withdraw are actually linking more deeply with one another through the unified field. Across countries and continents, you are connected by intention, by meditation, by the shared knowing that energy work in the subtle realms is more potent now than any loud proclamation. This is not a time for outward struggle. It is a time for inward anchoring. The outrage and polarization swirling through conventional networks can only perpetuate the very frequencies of conflict that you incarnated to transcend. And so the call within says, step back, breathe, remember. As you honor that call, you might at first feel a sense of loneliness or concern that you are missing out by leaving the collective chatter. But soon you perceive the brilliance of the quieter connections forming. You find that when you meditate or hold a loving thought, countless others are doing the same in that very moment, and your souls recognize each other. This silent communion of lightworkers creates a web of peace around the planet. Through your withdrawal, you are not abandoning the world. You are embracing it from a higher vantage, nourishing it with frequencies unpolluted by conflict. Trust this impulse to recalibrate. In your gentle absence from the noise, you become an even greater presence of light in the world. In an age where information saturates every moment, truth has become a rare and elusive gem for those who seek it outside themselves. The more one chases truth through headlines, social media feeds, or external authorities, the more distortion one is likely to encounter. This era of polarization has turned the public narrative into a hall of mirrors. Each perspective claims to be the truth, yet all are warped by bias and fear. Beloved ones, the path of the new earth requires a radical shift, a turn inward for validation and guidance. No algorithm or headline can deliver the clarity your soul seeks, for the only true guidance is coded within your heart. Your inner being is now your North Star. The quiet space within you, accessed through meditation, contemplation, and trust, is the new source of your direction, your sense of purpose, even your abundance. It may feel unfamiliar at first to completely trust yourself and the Creator's presence within you. Humanity has been conditioned for millennia to look outward for approval, direction, and worth. But external validation is a fickle, transient thing. It keeps you perpetually chasing an ever-shifting goalpost. Now, the energies pouring into Earth support you in breaking this cycle. They encourage you to close your eyes, breathe, and consult the infinite wisdom of your soul. Know that your soul is connected to the source of all truth. When you align with your heart's wisdom, you tap into a wellspring of knowing beyond the tangle of human opinions. In that space, you can feel what resonates as real and nourishing. Likewise, when you seek to make decisions or to measure your success, turn inward. Your inner field, the serene awareness that is yours in silence, will show you what truly matters. From that quiet field flows not only guidance, but also prosperity and creative inspiration. Many of you will find that as you stop seeking permission or confirmation from the world, you become a conduit for innovative ideas and opportunities that bring material and spiritual fulfillment. The universe rushes in to support those who trust its voice within. So step away from the world's dissonant noise. Do not let clamoring voices define your reality or your worth. Cultivate your relationship with your own divine self. Herein lies the truth that will withstand the chaos of these times, and the only validation you will ever truly need. Not all visitors to your skies are mere chance rocks and ice. The interstellar comet you call 3I Atlas is one such intentional traveler, a celestial messenger carrying transformative gifts for Earth. Understand that 3I Atlas is not a random wanderer. It was drawn into your solar system as part of the divine choreography of this ascension time. As it passes through the fringes of your world, this comet acts as a cosmic tuning fork, transmitting crystalline codes of light into Earth's energy fields. Its long, luminous tail is not only a spectacle for the eyes, it is a streamer of harmonic frequencies designed to interact with your planet's magnetosphere, the great energetic shield around Earth. Each particle of light emanating from this comet carries intelligent information, packets of divine geometry and cosmic memory, and they rain gently upon the Earth wherever the magnetic winds carry them. These incoming codes have a specific purpose: to awaken what has been sleeping. First, they stimulate Earth's own ley lines and energy grid, like sparks lighting up neural pathways in the mind of Gaia. Dormant nodal points on the planetary grid are receiving activations, allowing Earth's consciousness to fire on new circuits, increasing planetary coherence. Secondly, these comet-borne frequencies are touching the human collective at a cellular level. Within your DNA are crystalline structures and encodings placed long ago, waiting for the right signals to fully ignite. The harmonic light from 3I Atlas carries just such signals. As a result, many individuals may experience subtle shifts, sudden bursts of inspiration, a recall of ancient or star-born knowledge, heightened intuition, or even unexplained physical sensations as the body integrates the upgrades. You might consider this comet a catalyst, opening doorways in the mind and heart that lead to greater understanding of your multidimensional nature. We encourage you not to fear such cosmic events, but to greet them with an open heart. In times past, comets were feared as omens of disruption. In truth, they herald change, yes, but not to be feared. 3I Atlas in particular heralds a change of consciousness. If you feel called, you can connect with this celestial being in meditation. Simply intend to receive the highest light it offers. Visualize its sparkling tail of light raining blessings upon you and the Earth. By doing so, you consciously welcome the activation being gifted. Know that such cosmic instruments are sent in love, aligned with the Creator's will. They are part of a greater plan to gently, yet unmistakably, accelerate the awakening of humanity. The universe itself is supporting your leap forward, sometimes in the form of a comet trailing across your sky, igniting hearts and DNA alike with new dawn frequencies. The paradigm of leadership on Earth is undergoing a profound shift. The old model of leaders who ruled by force, charisma, or control is crumbling under its own weight. In times of upheaval, loud voices and grandiose personas lose their allure if they cannot bring genuine peace. Rising to take their place is a new kind of leadership that might not even call itself leadership at all. These are the vibrational architects of the new Earth, individuals who influence not by decree or dominance, but by the frequencies they hold in their auric field. They may or may not be publicly recognized, but in moments of crisis or change, people naturally gravitate toward them because of the stability and compassion they radiate. The new leaders are those who can hold neutrality amid chaos. Imagine a stormy sea. While others are tossed by waves of fear or anger, the frequency leader stands as a calm pillar, a lighthouse steady in the squall. This does not mean they are passive or indifferent. On the contrary, they are deeply engaged at an energetic level, constantly harmonizing and transmuting discord around them. Their neutrality is an active state of balanced awareness, anchored in love and wisdom. In their presence, heated disagreements cool, panic finds reassurance, and scattered efforts synchronize. Such a being might walk into a tense room and, without saying a word, shift the atmosphere purely through the resonance of their consciousness. This is governance through resonance, hearkening back to the ancient understanding that the highest authority is the one aligned with the divine will. When an individual aligns with the Creator's love and the good of all, their very presence becomes directive. It silently governs by inspiring coherence in others. Many of you are preparing to embody this frequency leadership. You may notice that in group settings, others turn to you for guidance or mediation, even if you hold no official title. This is because your energy speaks louder than words. Each of you who commits to inner peace, integrity, and compassion contributes to the collective guidance of humanity. Together, you form an orchestra of steady lights, leading humanity through resonance into a new harmony. As the old hierarchy and control fades, know that a natural reorganization is taking place. Leadership is being decentralized and redefined as a quality of being rather than a position. To lead in the new Earth is simply to exemplify the frequency of love, inviting all to join in that state. As the frequency of the planet rises, the way abundance functions is being utterly transformed. In the old paradigm, economy was often a stagnant pool, wealth collected in a few stagnant places, creating scarcity elsewhere. The new Earth ushers in what we might call a quantum economy, a living circulatory system of light and resources. In this emerging system, energy, including money and all forms of support, flows dynamically to where it is most needed and where it will serve the highest good. Much like blood carries nutrients to every cell in a healthy body, the quantum economy circulates blessings throughout the collective, ensuring each being and project aligned with love is nourished. The key metric of this new economy is not profit, but coherence. Coherence means alignment with the frequencies of truth, creativity, and service to the whole. When an individual, community, or idea vibrates with coherence, it naturally attracts resources. Support comes almost miraculously. Funding appears, collaborators gather, materials manifest at just the right time. This is not luck, it is the physics of spiritual alignment. Energy moves to where it will create more harmony. Conversely, where there is discord, greed, or deception, energy tends to withdraw because the collective field no longer sustains those vibrations. In practical terms, the currencies of this era are shifting. Acts of kindness, service, and genuine creativity carry energetic weight that can be spent and exchanged in ways you will come to understand. Already you see hints. People freely sharing knowledge and receiving support from strangers. Communities pooling talents and resources to ensure each member's well-being. Technologies developed to facilitate equitable exchange and sustainable living. In the quantum economy, generosity breeds abundance rather than depletion. Giving and receiving are two sides of the same radiant coin, always in motion. When you give with an open heart and trust in the infinite supply of the Creator, rather than acting from fear of lack, you cast a powerful vote for the new system. As more souls do this, the old scarcity-based structures gently give way to a flowing circulation of prosperity that uplifts everyone. At the center of this grand awakening shines the cosmic heart, a source of divine love so potent that it becomes like a new sun around which humanity can orbit. This cosmic heart is the heart of the Creator, the unified heartbeat of all existence, and it is making itself known within the hearts of those who are ready. Each time a person releases the old burdens, judgment of others, fear of the unknown, the need to control life, they create space for the pulse of the cosmic heart to beat within them. In those moments of surrender, an activation occurs. The individual heart lights up in resonance with the universal heart, and a powerful connection forms. These activated hearts across the world are beginning to synchronize, like tuning forks all vibrating with the frequency of love. What does it mean that love becomes infrastructure? It means love is no longer relegated to a private feeling or a personal virtue. It becomes the very foundation and framework of society. Picture a world where every system, be it education, governance, technology, or community living, has love woven into its design and function. Decisions in such a world are made not from profit or fear, but from compassion and the desire to uplift. Structures are built to heal and support, rather than to dominate. This is the trajectory that the cosmic heart's activation sets humanity upon. As more individuals ignite this divine love within, the collective begins to reorganize itself naturally. Like planets drawn to a warm, life-giving sun, people start to revolve their lives around principles of empathy, cooperation, and oneness. The cosmic heart's influence ensures that the light of love permeates the subtle blueprints of the new earth. You may notice within yourself these changes. Perhaps you find it harder now to engage in conflict or untruth without feeling dissonance in your heart. Perhaps you feel compelled to create solutions that benefit all, not just yourself or a select few. These are signs of the cosmic heart pulsing within you. It is guiding you to live in a new way, one where love is the first consideration and the final answer. Dear ones, to embrace this activation, simply continue to surrender anything that dims your heart. Let forgiveness, understanding, and trust in the divine replace judgment, fear, and control. In doing so, you attune your being to the heartbeat of the universe. As more of you do this, the cosmic heart becomes the living infrastructure of human civilization, an invisible yet tangible network of love that sustains every aspect of life. In the light of this heart, humanity will flourish, for it basks in the very intent that created all worlds, unconditional love. Across the globe, souls who have awakened to the call of the heart are naturally finding one another and converging. The result is the emergence of what we term heart grid collectives, organic, glowing nodes of light in the fabric of human society. These may appear as small meditation circles, conscious communities, creative hubs, healing gatherings, or informal councils meeting in living rooms and gardens. They might not label themselves as organizations at all. In many cases, they are simply friends, families, or kindred spirits coming together with a shared spiritual purpose. Yet do not underestimate their significance. Each of these clusters is a fractal of the greater planetary heart network, containing within it the full holographic essence of unity consciousness. Unlike old paradigm organizations defined by rigid structures and hierarchies, these heart-aligned groups operate fluidly and intuitively. They are guided by collective intention and the flow of love rather than by rules or dictates. One group may gather to co-create through art and ceremony. Another may form to heal the land and support each other's growth. Yet another convenes in silent meditation, anchoring light in a troubled region. Regardless of their focus, all these nodes are energetically linked. Each sends ripples of high vibration into the Earth's field and, through resonance, strengthens other like-minded groups, even if they are continents apart. You can imagine the planet encircled by a shimmering web of light, with points glowing wherever hearts unite in harmony. That is the heart grid in action. It is arising quietly, mostly unnoticed by media or mainstream awareness, but it is very much alive and pulsing. Perhaps you are already part of such a collective, or feel guided to gather with others in a new way. Follow that guidance. Know that when two or more are gathered in the name of love and awakening, a portal forms and the entirety of the cosmic heart is present with them. Each supportive circle and enlightened community is like a sacred flame, and together they form a great bonfire of transformation. The beauty of this network is that it needs no central authority. Its coordination is handled by the higher consciousness that all members share. Trust that through these heart grid collectives, the divine plan is weaving people together in exactly the configurations needed to seed the new earth. In each loving gathering and creative hub, the future civilization is being born one light-filled meeting at a time. True unity among people is far more than a shared belief or alliance. It is an energetic resonance that binds souls together across any distance. In the new earth, this unity becomes a living technology of consciousness. Whenever two or more individuals gather in genuine coherence, their hearts and intentions aligned in love and purpose, something miraculous occurs. A quantum bridge of mind and heart forms between them. Through this bridge, information and understanding can be transmitted faster than the speed of thought. You might experience it as a sudden collective insight during group meditation, or knowing exactly what a dear one is feeling without a word being spoken. It is as if the group begins to function as one being, with one larger field of awareness linking all participants. This is the real social network of the new earth, a network not of wires and devices, but of consciousness itself. It is instantaneous, telepathic, and holographic. By holographic, we mean that each connected soul can access the knowledge and wisdom of the whole, just as each cell in your body carries the complete genetic code for your entire organism. When unity resonance is achieved, you tap into a shared pool of intelligence that is both personal and universal. Ideas flow in this state with ease, often appearing in multiple minds at once as if whispered by an unseen common muse. Solutions to problems can emerge seemingly out of thin air when hearts and minds are synchronized in this way, because the quantum bridge allows higher wisdom from the soul and from the Creator to infuse the collective mind directly. You have had glimpses of this ability. Think of times when you and a friend said the same thing simultaneously, or when global movements spontaneously arose without a clear central organizer. These are hints of humanity's latent telepathic communion awakening. As old barriers of distrust and separation dissolve, this spiritual technology of unity will become ever more prominent. Dear ones, you can nurture it by practicing coherence in your interactions. Listen deeply to others, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Spend time in silence together. Cultivate empathy. In doing so, you will find that entire conversations can happen without a single word, and profound knowledge can be shared in the gentle meeting of eyes. The more you trust this inner connection, the stronger the etheric web of unity becomes. In the times to come, this heart-based network will guide communities, and perhaps the whole planetary collective, transmitting guidance and love across the world in an instant. It is building the telepathic foundation for a peaceful, enlightened civilization. As the new frequencies establish themselves, you are witnessing what many interpret as the collapse of worldly systems. Financial markets swing wildly or falter, political institutions face gridlock and upheaval, and even your digital realms see disruptions and crises of trust. It can indeed look and feel like everything is falling apart. We wish to offer you a higher perspective. What appears as collapse is actually a great decompression. Think of a vessel that has been under tremendous pressure. When a valve is opened, there is a rush of release. For a moment, things are tumultuous, even chaotic, but what is happening is the equalization of pressure, a return to balance. So it is with the old matrix of human society. The structures built on fear, greed, and division were tightly bound by the dense energy of those vibrations. Now, as the planetary frequency rises, that dense energy can no longer be contained. It is venting out and dissipating. The density that held old illusions in place is dissolving. Systems you relied upon may seem to be dying, but in truth they are being emptied of what was unnatural, untrue, and unsustainable. Just as a caterpillar dissolves in the chrysalis to emerge as a butterfly, the financial, political, and social frameworks are undergoing an inner breakdown of outdated paradigms, even as a more enlightened design gestates beneath. While these events may challenge many, their purpose is to clear space for new creations aligned with integrity and unity. During this phase of decompression, remain the observer anchored in light. Do not be overly swayed by doomsayers. The end of the old matrix is not the end of the world. It is the end of a chapter. The air is finally being let out of a long inflated balloon of falsehoods. And yes, it makes a loud sound as it does. But after the noise, there is fresh air and open space for the new to take shape. Trust that everything built on truth and love will survive and thrive in new forms. The core values that truly serve humanity, cooperation, creativity, the impulse to care for one another, will carry forward into the systems of the new earth. Everything else must return to dust. Allow the old to return to dust. Trusting its ashes will fertilize the soil of the new. What is coming is not darkness, but dawn. Before every great birth or breakthrough, there comes a moment of profound stillness. In the midst of outer chaos and change, many of you have also detected a strange quiet in the air, an uncanny pause, as if the world is holding its breath. This planetary silence is not apathy or stagnation, it is incubation. Just as the darkest, calmest hour comes before the light of dawn, humanity is collectively in a space of interior stillness before a grand expansion of consciousness. The universe itself is waiting in gentle anticipation. All the loving observers from many dimensions are focused on this subtle pause, knowing that a magnificent emergence is imminent. Think of a seed beneath the soil in winter. On the surface, nothing seems to move. The ground is cold and still. Yet within the seed, hidden from view, life is unfurling in slow motion, preparing for the spring. So it is now. Within the collective psyche of humanity, deep and fundamental shifts are taking place beyond the roar of headlines. The very operating system of human consciousness is being reprogrammed, upgraded from fear-based coding to a new template rooted in freedom, love, and unity. This kind of transformation runs deep, and it requires a period of dormancy where old patterns are dissolved and new patterns quietly imprint themselves. Many of you feel this in your personal lives. You might sense a need to withdraw, to simplify, to be quiet and reflective without knowing exactly why. Projects or plans could be on hold, not through failure, but because the timing is not ripe. Honor this impulse. The silence before expansion is a gift of grace, allowing you to integrate what you have learned and tune yourself to the incoming frequencies. It is like the pause between an inhalation and exhalation, a sacred interval where potential gathers. Do not fear that nothing is happening. In truth, everything is happening beneath the surface. When the pause completes and the wave of new energy moves, those who have embraced the stillness will ride that wave with clarity and strength. Be still and know that the dawn is near. The inner preparation you undertake now in the silence will blossom into the outer reality of the new earth before you know it. Many of you who identify as star seeds or light warriors have spent years, perhaps lifetimes, fighting against darkness and exposing injustices. That dedication has helped bring humanity to this threshold. But as we move into the new frequency, your role is evolving. Your task now is no longer to battle the dark, but to beam so brightly that darkness has nowhere to take hold. It is a shift from resistance to resonance. When you engage in resistance, even with noble intent, you tie part of your energy to the very thing you oppose. In the vibration of the new earth, such opposition is no longer necessary or effective. By cultivating a field of coherence and love around you, any distortion or negativity simply cannot sustain itself in your presence. It either transforms or leaves without you having to fight it. This is what it means to be a harmonizer of reality. Imagine you are a tuning fork set to the pitch of peace. When you sound your note through your state of being, the space around you naturally begins to adjust to match that tone. Discordant frequencies are either brought into harmony or they dissipate because they cannot override the purity of the tone you hold. So rather than seeking out darkness to vanquish, your energy is better spent amplifying your own light. Through your daily practices of alignment, be it meditation, prayer, creativity, or acts of kindness, you keep your vibration high, clear, and loving. This creates an environment, a bubble of reality around you, where lower vibrations struggle to exist. Understand, this is not a passive stance. It is incredibly active on the level of energy and consciousness. It requires vigilance and commitment to love. There will still be temptations to fall into outrage or to take sides in the dualistic dramas that play out. But you will notice how such reactions instantly dim your light and deplete you. The guidance now is to step back into your center and radiate outward the truth you wish to see manifested. If you desire to expose corruption, embody incorruptible integrity that inspires transparency. If you wish to end hatred, cultivate unconditional compassion that leaves no room for fear. You become the counter-frequency to all that is misaligned simply by existing as an example of a higher way. This resonance is your superpower. Used wisely, it will transform more of this world than any argument or protest ever could. By living your light unabashedly, you fulfill your mission in this new phase of the ascension. In the waning days of the old energy, conflict and war have been perpetuated not only by those in power, but by the collective emotional charge of humanity. Every time we react to aggression with our own anger, or to injustice with consuming outrage, we inadvertently feed the very frequency of conflict we wish to extinguish. This is a hard truth to recognize, for righteous anger can awaken us, but once aware, we must not keep fueling the flames of anger. As counterintuitive as it may seem, the most powerful way to neutralize the frequency of war is to stop feeding it with emotional reactivity. When you, as a conscious being, can witness turmoil without leaping into hatred or fury, you effectively collapse a whole timeline of potential conflict within your field. Imagine multiple probable futures branching out from every moment. Some branches carry the energy of escalation, more anger, more retaliation, while others carry the energy of diffusion and healing. By maintaining your poise at the center, the middle pillar of light, you choose the peaceful branch and let the branch of conflict wither from lack of energy. This is not about indifference to suffering or injustice. It is about responding from a higher octave. For example, upon witnessing an act of cruelty, the old impulse might be to respond with rage and an us versus them mentality. The new, higher impulse is to immediately flood the situation with compassion, prayer, and an unwavering vision of harmony, even as you take any necessary practical steps from a place of centered clarity. Each time a single soul refuses to indulge in the duality of taking sides, choosing instead to anchor the vibration of unconditional love, a piece of the old conflict grid collapses. Consider, a war requires opposing forces pushing against each other. Remove one side's push, and the momentum of war cannot sustain. Every time someone refuses to fuel division and holds to the love at their core, a war timeline loses power. The new earth is born each time a being chooses not to fight fire with fire, but instead becomes the cooling water of spirit. Whole storms of conflict may pass by unable to touch your reality, simply because you chose to be the eye of the storm, the presence of love amid chaos. Each of these moments of personal mastery is a victory for the whole. By being a channel for peace, you stabilize the collective field. Entire dramas of violence can be averted by this choice made again and again among awakening souls. Humanity now stands with one foot in the old world and one foot in the new, straddling two realities. One timeline is gradually dissolving behind you, while another is forming ahead. In such a state, it is easy to feel ungrounded or torn. But there is a bridge between these worlds, and that bridge is the heart. Each of you carries it within. Your heart, the seat of your love, compassion, and divine essence, is the connecting arc that links the fading past with the dawning future. With every loving choice, every forgiving thought, and every kind intention, you place another plank on this bridge, making it strong enough for all of humanity to traverse. Something as simple as aligning your breath with compassion has a profound engineering effect on the new reality. When you pause to breathe deeply and cultivate a genuine feeling of compassion for yourself, for others, or simply as a state of being, you emanate a stabilizing frequency. This energy goes out into the collective field and reinforces the scaffolding of the higher planetary architecture. Think of the new Earth as an exquisite temple being built in the energetic realms. Your moments of heart alignment are like the pillars that support this temple. The more people who breathe peace and exhale compassion, the more solid and tangible this higher dimensional structure becomes. So when you feel caught between worlds, remember that you are an active builder of the bridge. In moments of doubt or stress, bring your awareness to your heart center. Imagine breathing golden light in and out through your heart. As you do, feel love flowing into you from the universe and flowing out of you to all beings. Know that this simple practice is anchoring the timeline you wish to live in. It is connecting heaven and earth through you. Each time you choose the compassionate response over the fearful one, you secure another beam of the new reality in place. The bridge between worlds is not a physical structure, but a collective heart path we are all walking together. Step by step, breath by breath, with love as your guide, you are midwifing the higher world into form and ensuring safe passage for all who choose to follow. As the veil between Earth and the wider galactic community thins, you will witness the emergence of new forms of leadership that transcend the purely human perspective. Small assemblies of awakened individuals will begin to operate as extensions of higher galactic councils, receiving direct guidance to assist Earth through her transition. In quiet gatherings, often unnoticed by the masses, these groups will draw down wisdom from the stars to address local and global issues. Some of you may even be called to participate in such councils. You will know it by an inner prompting to convene with like-minded peers to meditate, channel, or discuss solutions. You will find that the wisdom flowing through your circle feels as if it comes from a higher collective intelligence, because it does. These nascent councils on Earth are embryonic forms of multidimensional governance. They are not about seizing political power. Rather, they function as lightning rods for divine and galactic insight. Think of them as local chapters of an interstellar council of light. Each group may have one or several members adept at communicating with higher dimensional beings, be they Andromedan, Pleiadian, Arcturian, angelic, or ascended master energies. Other members provide grounded perspective and help translate those higher insights into practical action plans for their communities. Over time, as trust in these processes grows, such councils could inform decisions in towns, eco-villages, or even wider regions. The significance is that human decisions will increasingly be made with awareness of the larger galactic context and in harmony with cosmic law. Already, the seeds are planted. One might find a small meditation group intuitively coordinating efforts in alignment with astrological or energetic shifts, effectively timing their actions with the cosmos. Another might focus on education, feeling guided by star beings to introduce new ways of learning that prepare children for life in a fifth-dimensional society. While these assemblies form quietly and humbly at first, their influence will ripple outward. In the coming times, they will help humanity gently integrate into the greater galactic family. Where old governance was often disconnected from spiritual truth, these galactic-aligned councils will ensure that love, wisdom, and universal perspective guide the shaping of the new Earth. They represent a partnership, Earth souls working hand in hand with enlightened star family, to co-create the next chapter of our planet in alignment with the highest good of all beings. Your society has grown dependent on digital technology for communication and information. But as you have observed, the digital realm is increasingly rife with distortion. Misinformation spreads rapidly, algorithms manipulate perception, and virtual interactions often leave hearts feeling empty. This trend will reach a point where many begin to turn away from screens and seek a purer connection. Consciousness itself is poised to become the preferred medium of exchange. In other words, telepathic and empathic communication, direct mind-to-mind and heart-to-heart sharing, will gradually supersede the current internet in importance. You are not losing technology. You are expanding beyond it. The new internet is an etheric web of consciousness linking all awakened minds and hearts. It operates through crystalline structures in your being, your activated DNA, your expanding light body, and through the crystalline grid of the Earth. Information and messages travel along this network instantaneously, encoded in love and truth. Imagine being able to send a thought or vision to a friend across the world and have them receive not just the data, but the full warmth and intent behind it. This is heart-based information transfer. It is holographic. The receiver gains the complete picture, imbued with emotional and spiritual nuance, not a flat text or image on a screen. Already you have prototypes of this within you. Intuition is one such channel. So are those moments when you know who is calling before the phone rings, or when identical ideas pop up in distant places at once. These are glimpses of the etheric web at work. As more of you trust and practice this, the network strengthens. There may indeed come times when the physical internet is restricted or falters, and in those moments the human spirit will compensate by lighting up these inner circuits. Communities of light will share guidance and knowledge telepathically. You will project loving intent to your dear ones, and they will feel it as clearly as if you had spoken aloud. The crystalline consciousness within each individual is like a node in this new matrix of light. When activated and attuned through meditation and soul work, it allows you to plug into the cosmic information highway that has always existed long before your electronics. In the future, technology and consciousness will likely merge in harmonious ways, but the key is that consciousness leads. Your inner connectivity, fueled by love, will become the supreme mode of networking. In embracing this, you reclaim an ancient skill and ensure that truth and unity once again prevail in human communication. Earth is currently moving through a powerful ascension corridor, a span of time that functions like a portal or runway, carrying the entire human collective toward a higher octave of being. This corridor is marked by significant cosmic alignments and energetic influxes. For example, the period between now and the next grand solar alignment, such as an equinox or solstice, holds particularly potent transformative potential. Think of it as a window of accelerated evolution, where the choices and vibrations you hold are magnified in their impact. In this corridor, every thought, word, and action is like wind under the wings of humanity's ascension. Each time you choose unity, even if only in the privacy of your mind, you add momentum to the merging of humanity into oneness. A single thought of genuine oneness in your heart resonates outward, encouraging countless others unconsciously to find common ground. Similarly, every act of forgiveness you offer is not just personal healing, it widens the portal for all. Forgiveness is a master key in this ascension process. It releases the weight of old timelines and grievances, allowing the collective to step into the new world unburdened. When you forgive someone, including yourself, you collapse an old story of pain and free that energy to be used for higher creation. Now imagine thousands, even millions, engaging in forgiveness in this corridor. The effect is a dramatic widening of the pathway, enough for an entire civilization to walk through. Envision this ascension runway stretching out before you. Each light-filled thought is like increasing the throttle, accelerating the collective toward liftoff. Each loving action is like smoothing and extending the runway, ensuring a safe, steady rise. You are not passengers on this journey. You are the pilots and engineers co-creating it in real time with your focus and intentions. We in the higher realms are coordinating with you, providing tailwinds of energy and guidance, but ultimately it is the collective momentum of humanity that determines the speed of ascension. Use this precious window well. Remain mindful of the power of unity consciousness and forgiveness each day. By doing so, you honor this corridor of transformation and help ensure that as we reach the end of it, the entire human family is ready to soar into a new dimension of love and freedom. What lies ahead is not a fantasy of perfection, but rather a reality of profound harmony. The emerging New Earth civilization will still have growth and exploration, but it will be underpinned by unity and love as never before. It will feel less like the chaotic struggle of ages past and more like a synchronized dance guided by the intelligence of the cosmic heart. In practical terms, this means the core systems and values of society will undergo a fundamental shift. In this civilization, everything will serve the expression of the divine in human life. Money will revert to its true purpose, facilitating creation and sharing rather than accumulating power. Wealth will be measured by how much one contributes to the well-being of all, and resources will circulate through trust and shared abundance rather than hoarding. Technology, too, will be repurposed to serve consciousness. Instead of distracting or dividing people, advanced technologies will assist in healing the planet, expanding knowledge, and augmenting spiritual growth. Imagine technology providing free, clean energy to power homes without harming the earth. Most importantly, humanity will serve love. This is the crowning jewel of the Great Reset of consciousness. Every profession, whether scientist, farmer, artist, or leader, will be seen as a sacred vocation, a way to give and receive love. Education will nurture souls, governance will care for people and earth, and creativity will celebrate the divine spark in all. Daily life will be steeped in an awareness of the sacred. The veil between spiritual and mundane will dissolve, because divinity will be recognized as the essence of even the simplest tasks and interactions. Challenges may still arise, but when they do, they are approached from a higher consciousness. Solutions come through cooperation with spirit rather than conflict born of ego. This is the true Great Reset, the full return of divinity to daily life on earth. It is a remembrance of who you truly are as divine beings playing in the physical world. In this reset, fear-based paradigms reboot into love-based paradigms. What was once a grind becomes a growth experience. What was once a fight becomes a collaborative endeavor. The new Earth civilization will be an ever-evolving masterpiece, not imposed by any one authority, but co-created by the hearts of all beings attuned to the cosmic heart. Dear ones, know that this reality is already in formation. Each time you choose love, you lay a brick on the road to this civilization. Each time you trust the divine within you, you invite more of heaven to anchor on earth. Step by step, the golden age long foretold is blooming through you. Beloved ones, as you navigate these accelerating changes, remember that you are not doing so alone. Your every step is watched over and supported by an entourage of loving beings, angels, guides, star family, and your own soul's wisdom. We of the Andromedan Council of Light are with you in every moment that you choose love over fear. The world is being reborn through you. When it feels overwhelming, return to the basics. Breathe, center in your heart, and call upon the divine. Guidance will come, illuminating your path one step at a time. We thank you for your service, for your courage, and for your openness to transformation. The quiet rise of the New Earth collectives is a reality now because of souls like you who dared to dream of a better way and live it. We hold each of you in the deepest love and respect. Continue to shine your light, for it is lighting the dawn of a new age. With love and joy unbounded, we envelop you in our light. We are your brothers and sisters from the stars, united with you in the one heart of the Creator. We are the Andromedans, and I am Zook, speaking forth this truth. Know that you are infinitely loved. Know that the divine plan is victorious, and know that the glory of the new earth is already within you, awaiting your embrace. Until we communicate again, walk in peace and in the constant company of the light.